So when you're heading out on a rock fishing mission, the first thing you want to do is be prepared. Check the weather. You want to check the tides, you want to check the rain, you want to check the wind directions, and there's heaps of online apps that you can use. Finding the spot is sometimes the hardest part, but go and have a chat to your local fishing store or buy yourself a SpotX book. There's two things you need to think about. What gear do I need to catch fish, and what gear do I need to look after my fish? Burley is essential. Jab it up and tie it off as soon as you hit the spot. A spin reel just like this with mono line on is perfect for this style of fishing. It's easy to cast and easy to use. With your rod, you're looking at about 7 to 10 foot in length. A 10-foot rod like this is awesome for casting and keeping some control of your fish as you bring them into the rocks. For your tackle or your rigs, a ledger rig or a dropper rig is nice and easy to use when you're starting out. You can make them yourself or buy them pre-made. And just tie the swivel onto your main line. That's the line on your reel. Now, time to bait up. Before you cast your line out, you want to check your drag. Drag puts resistance on the line that tires out the fish. You want the line to be able to come out fairly easily, but you also need to know how many half turns it takes to get to full drag. If your drag is set too tight, your line will snap. Turn the reel so you can pinch the line and open the bail arm like this. One hand on the bottom of the rod, the other one up here. Now with your finger holding the line, bring the rod back and swing it forward, releasing your finger at about 2 o'clock. Put the bail arm back over, wind in the slack line and hold your rod waiting for bites. Keep the line tight enough that you can just feel the sinker. This is keeping in touch with your bait. When using circle or recurve hooks, you don't strike. When a fish swims away with the bait and you feel the consistent weight on your line, you just lift the rod tip and wind. This is to set the hook and gather any slack line. You want to lift the rod up, and as you lower the rod, you want to wind in that slack line. So you're lifting the fish up towards you, keeping that line tight, keeping that tension on, start winding and lower the rod, keeping that rod tip bent. Now you have a decision to make. Am I going to keep that fish or am I going to let it go? If you're going to release the fish, then you want to handle it carefully. Having a net is great, or bring it gently into the shore. Take the hook out, don't put your fingers in the gills, that will harm the fish. And with wet hands, gently hold the fish, take it back to the water and just let it swim off. If you're going to keep the fish, then you need to make sure you've got a chili bag or chili bin and some salt ice. Icky or kill the fish quickly, humanely. Rock fishing, give it a go, but stay safe, whānau.